Folks, hope you're okay today. So to end this saga, I want to end one last thing and hit it on the head. And that is this statement about Jason Burns doesn't understand what he's saying. Jason Burns doesn't know this, that, or the other. Excuse me, but has anybody in the Magic Sandwich Show got a degree in theology? No. Most of you atheists out there got a degree in theology? No. Before I came on the scene, none of you atheists even knew who N.T. Wright was. When I debated Iron Ryan Thunderfoot and mentioned N.T. Wright, you didn't even know who they were. Right. So, I'm not fantastic at science, that is not my expertise, but in the history of ideas, in the history of theology and philosophy, in the history of thought and culture, in biblical studies, hermeneutics, historical Jesus studies, Old Testament studies, New Testament studies, like I said, hermeneutics, early church fathers, reformers, the Puritans, counseling, Christianity and counseling, homiletics, Christian ethics, many of these topics. I've sat in seminars. I sat in a seminar, full seminar, on just N.T. Wright. Basically, you got to face this fact, and I want this on record with the atheist community. You got to face the fact that you never won the intellectual battle with me. Just a few videos by making explicit, pulling me apart on some particular topic or whatever, in no way takes apart the body of work that I did. The body of work that I've done on YouTube is massive. It's absolutely massive, and no atheist has ever attempted to deal with that body of work. Not on the textual criticism, not on any of the various scholarship, anything. You've not tackled anything. You made a few silly, daft videos, pulling me here, there, for one or two things, but you in no way tackled the heart, the body, the centrality of my message and my arguments, in no way, shape or form. Which shows your absolute intellectual vacuousness, emptiness and dishonesty. And that's the truth. So, you can laugh, you can mock, you can say, oh, the guy's an idiot or whatever, he doesn't understand some of the things he said. Maybe I don't understand some of the things on science and things like that. That's not my speciality. But the things that are my speciality, I understand. And I understand very clearly. And I understand anything to do with the history of theology, anything to do with theology, anything to do that's connected to theology, hermeneutics, philosophy, sociology, psychology, that is connected to the Christian faith, I understand. And I can tell you for a fact that the atheist community are intellectually dishonest and are not willing to face the intellectual challenges that I gave them. What they sought to do was slander me, cyberbully me, demonize me, and then push me to the side and then go on to the next victim. They did not seriously engage with my message and my defense of the Christian faith. For example, I gave a lecture on Dr. Martin Lloyd-Jones. No atheist ever said, oh, it's an interesting lecture you gave on Dr. Martin Lloyd-Jones, can we have a chat about it? Who is he? How does this relate to Christianity? No. I gave a lecture on Charles Hodge, a theologian. No atheist ever said, oh, let's talk about Charles Hodge, his systematic theology, etc. And I could go on and on and on of hundreds of lectures and debates, hundreds of lectures and things that I've said, and no atheist ever took the opportunity to take me up on that on the internet. generally speaking. A few, a handful, but not the atheist community generally. Instead, you opted for ad hominems, demonization, cyberbullying, and pushing the Christian apologists to the side, victimizing the person, destroying their reputation by horrendous slander, and then you go on to the next victim. That's all you did. So I won the intellectual battle against atheism on the internet, and that is a fact. My debate that I had with negation of P, I won hands down. My debate that I had with DPR Jones, I won hands down. My debate that I had with the Global Atheist, I won hands down. And every time I win a debate, you always send in the Google Hangout posses, the Rat Pack posses, where they come and I'm not there, and you spend 2 or 3 hours just ripping into me, attacking me after a debate, but not talking about the arguments, just talking about me as a person. That shows how vacuous and empty you are as an atheist community on YouTube, that you would spend 5 hours talking about me as a person rather than actually dissecting J-Ball's arguments. It shows you what a waste of space you are, intellectually speaking. So you can attack me and say J-Ball doesn't know this, but intellectually my respect for internet atheism is zero. It really is. I really, you might be intelligent people, you might know a bit about science or whatever, but my respect for you as an atheist on the internet is zero. Maybe 1 or 2 with you I have respect for, but the movement on YouTube is zero, because you are intellectually vacuous and empty when it comes to dealing with Christianity. And so you can mock me and laugh me and say he's an idiot and all the rest of it. I know my default position, and I know that you've never been able to take it apart intellectually as atheist, and I know that for a fact. And you never won that intellectual battle against me. My work on textual criticism alone will keep an army of you atheists going for about 5 years before you actually got to speed with what I said on textual criticism. You know, that's just one topic of many other topics that I tackled that you never even began to tackle in any shape or form what I said. So you never won that battle. Instead, you relied on silly trolls who set up archive channels to cyberbully me, and the most lower end of atheists where they just waded into me and bullied me. You didn't engage with the textual criticism, you didn't engage with the various scholars that I was passionate about, the various theologians that I was passionate about, the many things that I said, hundreds if not thousands of things that I said. You never engaged with them. And you never invited me as an atheist community to have fair, honest intellectual debate where you would debate me in a fair, honest way, and then instead of ganging up on a Google Hangout afterwards, you never organised a fair Google Hangout where, even though I would not be there, you had 3 Christians and 3 atheists, and they would discuss the debate or discussion that I'd had with an atheist. You never did that. What you did, you always made sure you just had all atheists after a debate or a discussion that I'd had, and when I'd gone, and then you'd all just rip into me for 3, 4, 5 hours. Shows how weak you were as a movement and how strong Christianity is. God bless you. Just putting things straight for the record as I leave. God bless.